Allah made the animals for us to eat, and they also know what they are dying for. They don't think, oh, a human is going to kill me just for pleasure.
Is that why they scream? What is a good way to kill a chicken?
Well, I mean, chickens are mostly killed fast with an axe, for example, chop their head.
Yeah.
And I've seen that, in Bosnia with my family. I mean, it's maybe a bit disturbing, but I think that, I'm a religious person, and I think God gave us the animals not to kill them barbarically, but to eat them.
Are you a Christian?
I'm a Muslim.
You're a Muslim?
Yes.
Okay. That's surprised me. I think actually, just being totally honest with you, I think you're the first white Muslim I've met.
That's interesting. There's a lot in Bosnia.
Bosnia, yeah,
Yes,
you're right. Yeah, that's why. Okay, so you're a Muslim. So with halal killing,
Yes.
do you know why that is a thing?
Well,
Why did the Prophet make that a rule?
Yes, in Islam, if you want to kill an animal, you can't eat it if it's not killed halal. So you have to say a prayer
Okay.
and then kill it. And it is told that the animal doesn't feel pain when it is killed like that.
Okay. And so the purpose of halal is it's a merciful thing.
Yes,
for peace, right?
Yes, so the animal doesn't feel pain, and the food is for us to eat.
Right.
Yes.
And when this was implemented, the idea of making sure the animals are not going through suffering and all these things, do you think that was with survival in mind, or do you think it was with pleasure in mind?
Well, I think the people who made that rule, I mean, God, they wanted the animals to not feel pain, but also humans can eat them, So it's win-win for both.
For survival or pleasure, though?
Well, eating, in some parts of the world it is
Yes.
required.
But what about here?
Well, here you can still eat, vegetables and stuff, but I eat meat mostly because of nutrition. I can survive without meat, but I think it's better for my body.
Okay. What are you basing that on?
Well, there are a lot of facts. I mean, of course, you can survive by not eating meat, but I have a sister who's vegan, and she stopped eating meat around 12, and since that she was pretty skinny. I mean, I'm not saying everyone would be,
Yeah.
but I mean, I like, meat, and I also eat just halal meat.
So you can eat a bad animal-free diet the same way you can eat a bad meat diet. You can eat badly both ways. You say, I don't know, I can't speak to your sister, but yeah, there can be people who get sick eating animal-free. There can be people who get sick eating meat. We agree, right?
Yes.
What I was trying to get at with the halal is that halal rules were put in place. They're not, if the purpose is peace, right? Well, how do you peacefully kill an animal for fun?
Well, animals in Islam shouldn't be killed for fun, because
Right.
only with maybe hunting, but then you have to make something out of it. Either,
Right.
for example, a carpet or something.
And if it's not for, well, and now we're back to this again, right?
Yes.
If you don't need it, which you can make a carpet out of something else and you can eat something else. If you don't need it, then what's it for?
Well, people back then didn't really know what.
Today, I'm talking about. What's it for today?
Well, Muslims, of course, just kill to eat.
It's just for pleasure, right? For taste.
Yes.
Right.
Because
So by nature, how could that be peaceful then? How could that? I'm going to say something maybe controversial.
Yes.
How could that be halal? If you're killing an animal because you like the taste of their flesh in the burger, when you could just eat something else, how is that halal? That's killing for fun.
Well, it's also because some people wouldn't like to eat a vegan burger.
So it's taste.
Yes, preference.
Yeah.
If our ancestors didn't eat meat and just ate, plants, it would be weird to eat meat at all. So I think it's
right. Okay. So it's a habit thing, right?
yes.
But of course, if we're using our gods, for example, a Christian god or Islamic god or Buddhist, or if we all claim that the gods in all these religions are peaceful, which most people do, right? You say Allah is peaceful, Prophet is peaceful, these peaceful people. Then we have to ask ourselves, how would they feel in 2024 seeing people chop chickens' heads off when they could just eat something different? Is that peaceful?
Well, no. I mean, the killing that I saw in the video, of course, I don't agree with. I think.
But we talked about chopping chickens' heads off. You said that was the one you agree with. How is that peaceful?
Yes. I mean, if I had to kill an animal, I would just kill it, fast. For example, the pigs in the chambers.
No, yeah, it's horrible. The gas chambers, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm glad I don't eat pig, because even as a meat, I don't like. Not just because I'm Muslim. I think I wouldn't eat pig if I wasn't Muslim. It's just disgusting meat, and it's not healthy.
My point here is that with chickens and with all the animals, chickens, cows, the ones that you eat, obviously. First things first, we can agree they don't want to have their heads chopped off. They don't want to have their throats slit, okay? And what we're doing to them is an act of violence when we do these things to them.
Well, I mean, it's how do you say, the food chain. For example, if
Okay.
if I was an animal and I knew that I eat other animals that are down there, and some animal eats me, I'm okay with that. Also,
Mm-hmm. Right.
humans are on the top of the chain, so of course nobody eats us.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but it's how the world works, basically, I think.
Okay, we're jumping around a little bit now. I can't. Tell me what's most important to you. Is it religion? Is it the food chain? Or is it something else?
Well, I eat meat, but with accordance to my religion, so I wouldn't
Okay.
eat. You know,
The reason I'm asking you is you won't go to hell if you don't eat meat.
yes.
Right? You could be a Muslim vegan and you will still go to heaven, right?
Yes.
Okay. So it's not the religion which is the reason you eat meat. The food chain, I mean, you're wearing textile clothing that's been made, you know, in a factory, use electricity, use the internet. So nature is you're not living naturally in any way. So the food chain also isn't the reason. Taste,
I think nutrition also.
nutrition, okay. Do you think you can't get nutrition without meat
Well,
and
I
other
think-
animal products?
I think I could, but I think this is a more natural way. So, for example,
Well, we just established nature's not a big deal for you.
yes,
It's not for any of us. We're using all this electricity and Wi-Fi. We don't care about nature. So if we can get our nutrition in a way that doesn't involve animals, that can be tasty as well, by the way, just as tasty
Yeah.
if you want to make it tasty. What I'm stuck on is why would we not choose that? Why would we choose to do violence to little chickens, man? They're like this big, little innocent chickens that can't stop us.
well, for example,
Why would we choose that?
if I was born in a vegan family,
Yeah.
I wouldn't have a problem with being vegan, but I was born in a non-vegan family, so I think it's, from history, just
Yeah.
being a habit, basically.
No, I understand the reasons. I understand what you're saying. These are the reasons that everybody here is vegan, but these are the things they were saying before they were vegan. They were all from meat-eating families, right? So I understand you. But I guess as someone, you seem to have some compassion and you seem to care about these types of things and you want to live peacefully. So really, I mean, the power's in your hands. You can choose to continue with this violent path, which it is violence, to animals, or you can choose now to be the person that, well, you said your sister already has changed. You can choose a more peaceful path and actually create a different life.
Well, also, I always think that even if I'm not eating meat, the animals will still die. I mean,
Okay.
of course, if the whole world went vegan, that would make a change.
Yeah.
Yes, but
It's true. It's true. At the end of the day, you're only one person, right? But there's a principle to this, because murderers exist. But you're not going to murder somebody because murderers exist, right?
Yes.
You understand the concept of if 1,000 people do something wrong, that doesn't mean I'll do the wrong thing too. Okay, this is the same. At the end of the day, if you believe that it's violent to chop a chicken's head off, if you agree with me that we can eat other things and that what you saw on those screens, and also even in the nicest ways that we do these things to animals, it's still horrible for the animal. It's never nice for the animal, right? So, if you agree with me on that, then the only thing left is as to whether or not you, I suppose, are brave enough to make the change and take a step.
Well, like I said, I would only eat meat from small businesses that do it the human way. But
We already went through that, though, didn't
I don't know if I will eat meat in my whole life. I can
Yeah.
be vegan in 2 months or in 6 months.
I'm sure you could. Everyone could. But I mean, at the end of the day, of course you could. We already discussed those small farms, by the way. We said we chop the chickens' heads off. It's different than what you saw on the laptop, but from the chicken's perspective, it's still violence to an animal for something, for taste, right?
Well, in Islam, every animal, even the trees, are religious. So they
Say
also
again, sorry, say again.
everything in Islam is religious. So the
Okay.
trees, the plants, the
Yeah.
animals. So they also know that they die for us to eat.
What do the plants do?
I mean, the animals.
You think? Well, sorry. So the animals know they die for us to eat. You said?
Yes.
Well, explain that to me? Help me understand that.
Well, Allah made the animals for us to eat, and they also know what they are dying for. They don't think, a human is going to kill me just for pleasure.
Is that why they scream?
Well, they
And
scream
thrash
because
and-
they have nerves, and
Yeah. Why they try to escape?
but I mean, I watched a goat being killed
Yeah.
like 2 years ago
Yep.
with a knife,
Yep.
cut the throat, and it was done the halal way, and it didn't scream anything. It's like he was
Well,
being
the throat was cut.
yeah, it
can't
was
scream.
it was like he was being put to sleep.
Oh, you mean before the throat cutting, he wasn't scared or anything? you
Yes.
mean? That's what you mean. Yeah. So if you do you have any pets at home?
A cat.
You have a cat. If you took your cat and took a knife, do you think your cat would be screaming, or would they trust you?
Well, I mean, I don't think he knows what a knife is, but
No, exactly. But he trusts you, right?
Well, yeah, but the moment he realizes that I'm going to kill him, he would.
He wouldn't realize, because this is animals. Animals don't understand. They don't know your intention. You have a loving relationship with your cat, and if you took him and took a knife, he wouldn't know you were going to hurt him until you cut him. And this is the case with a lot of these goats. the farmers raise these goats. The farmers trust the goat trusts the farmer, and then they cut the throats of these goats.
Yeah, can we get this to an end? I mean, you can ask me one question and that's it, because I have to go.
If you were in the position of any of these animals, the chicken, the cow, the pig, any that you saw on the screen, or in these small farms you were talking about, right? These small farms. If you were them, how quickly would you want the world to change?
Well, like I said, if I knew that I was being killed for them to eat, I wouldn't be that sad. But if I just saw a human trying to kill me with a knife, of course I would scream, and it wouldn't be.
No, I didn't ask that. How would you want the world to change if you were in their position? Yes or no?
For my benefit, yes.
You would, yeah. At the end of the day, we all value our lives, whether you're a human or not a human. We all value our lives, and you have the choice to either respect animals and look for ways that don't involve hurting them and being violent to them, or you can choose to continue to disrespect them and keep doing these horrible things to them.
Yeah, you know what?
That's up to you.
I think if animals could speak like us, we wouldn't eat them as much.
That's why we don't eat parrots,
Yes,
because they can talk.
yes, because
Yeah.
for example, if I went to kill a goat and he was crying or something telling me, of course I wouldn't kill him. But
Yeah.
we also get this feeling like they don't have feelings. I mean, of course they do.
Yeah, take this away, man. Go on that website and look, at the end of the day, you seem... I'm not going to keep you any longer, all right? You're free to leave whenever you want. But you seem to be someone who's intelligent, interested in these conversations and interested in learning. So I challenge you to go to that website and watch what's on there.
Yeah, I mean, I love having respectful debates.
Yeah. Okay, good to meet you. All right. It can be a little bit of a challenge when talking to people about their religions, but I had a little go of it in this case because I wanted to make the point that a truly peaceful God, peaceful prophet, peaceful religion would not justify what is happening to animals today. At the end of the day, even if you don't consider them to have a soul or consider them as equal to humans, it doesn't matter. What matters is they feel pain, they have families, they have friends, they are individuals with personalities. These are the things that we value in society, even if they don't have a soul, even if they can't go to heaven. Is that a reason to chop their heads off, abuse them, exploit them for their animal products, discard them when we're done with them, take their babies away, force them into pregnancy, force them into existence just to go into a farm and have a life of confinement before eventually we'll kill them in a slaughterhouse? I don't think so. We can live with an animal-free diet, we can live with an animal-free lifestyle, we can make animal-friendly choices every single day of our lives, and why shouldn't we? It's not a massive change to us, but it is a huge difference to them. It is the world to them. I hope my conversation with this young guy made him realize that at least one way or another. I hope he goes to watch the links and make some changes in his life. And if you want to help me with my vegan and animal rights work, check out the David Rams Patreon and YouTube teams in the description.